Welcome back to By Grace Beauty. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. I wanted to talk about my diet. Okay. Now, about 2 months ago, yeah, exactly, because today is September 21st. No, 3 months ago. Because it was June 21st when I started this lifestyle. June, July, August, September, 3 months. Okay. So let's talk about it. So I watched a video. At the time I was swelling. I know I was already overweight. 200 and my highest weight was like 251 pounds. At this time I was like 249 point something. 249.6 something like that. And I wear a size 20W, and yeah, okay. So that's pretty much it. So you kind of get the idea. I'm only like 5'4", so you get the gist of what that looks like, right? Okay, well anyway, I've always eaten like low fat, like minimal fast food. I was like a potato chip junkie and French fry-aholic, and pizza fanatic. Those were my joys. I mean, desserts, I don't have to have that. Ice cream and stuff like that. You have it, but I don't have to have it. Like, some people can't conclude a meal unless they have a dessert. So that's not me. I'm more of a savory kind of person. So, portion control may have been a challenge, or too much snacking may have been a challenge. And maybe not so much portion control, but too many meals may have been a problem. Because my meals may be like small, because in my mind, you got that whole Weight Watchers mentality, smaller meals, more frequent meals, la la la. And, I'm eating all my fruits, eating all my vegetables. Well, sometimes eating my vegetables, but like every day I was going to salad bar and getting a nice roll, and not having butter, and I'm just doing all these things that all of our lives we were told to do, and I was getting bigger and bigger. I would lose, I would gain, I would lose, I would gain, I would lose, I would gain. And at this point, I was like having like these headaches. They weren't headaches. They were like head strains. Like you just would feel like a glove over your head, not knowing what that was. And my feet and my hands, everything was swelling. Blood pressure was still low. I go in, take my blood pressure, always still low, like 108, 106 over whatever. And every time you go to the doctor, the little aides who take your blood pressure and your temperature stuff, they will always take it twice, because they would not believe that, me being overweight, that I didn't have high blood pressure or some type of hypertension? But anyway, so didn't have the blood pressure thing. I wasn't on no cholesterol medicine, no medications. I just take the Alive vitamin, and then I take psyllium husk, and she wants me to take like fish oil, which I take or I don't take. Lately I have been taking it. Okay, for nutrients, because I'm learning more about nutrients. So, subject at hand. So I was watching YouTube. I'm always listening to YouTube at work. And that's why I don't like those videos where it's all music and you're doing the process. I like for you to talk through the process. Talk through the process so I can hear. Like whatever you're doing to your hair, whatever you're cooking, talk through it. I like to hear because I'm at work. I don't need music. I want to hear. So anyway, that's my own thing. Anyway, get it together, girl. Okay. Okay, so I'm watching this video. This girl had lost like 85 pounds on this low carb, high protein diet. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, I can do that. I like food. I like meat. And I like tacos. She's making tacos and just making sure she's doing like 100 grams of protein a day and keeping her fats really low and her carbs really low. So I'm like, okay. So I go online, do the test, find out how much protein I'm supposed to have in a day. It's like 118 grams of protein. I'm like, now, I don't know how I'm going to get all that in. So I started to do that, right? So I started day 1, day 2. Oh my God, I was like ill. My back was hurting, or my kidneys were ailing me. My head was hurting. I was hungry. Oh my God, what can I say? Pretty much my back, my upper back, it was like in a lot of pain. And then my stomach was hurting at the bottom, not so much at the top. But I was like, I don't like eating all this protein, you know. And I actually, in the 2 days, gained a pound. So I'm like, well, that's okay. I can gain a pound because it's my body adjusting. You know, I'm talking myself through it. But then I'm just not feeling good either, right? And you try to go to the restroom and nothing's coming. And I'm like, oh my God. Then you spend an extra time and that's not working. And then I had to take some extra fiber and, you know, that wasn't working. So that it was quite the challenge. I'm like, this is not a good idea for me. Maybe this is just not gonna work for me. But then keep watching videos by her, you know, other videos pop up. So this ketogenic diet jumps in, right? So I'm like, okay, well, what's this about? Never even heard of it. So I started watching videos about this ketogenic diet, which is high fat, low carb, moderate protein. I'm like, okay, let's try this out, you know, because it's supposed to be good for your cholesterol levels, your overall health, good for your joints, because I do have a broken ankle. And I like to see what that's all, you know, if I can do something to improve mobility there. And even in my knees, as I get older, they do have a little more aching. So I like to improve that so that I'm not repeating hereditary surgeries. So I'm like, okay, I can try this. Oh my God. So you basically have, I logged into MyFitnessPal, set up my calories intake, and everything is monitored based on your carbohydrates, your fat, and protein. And then whatever you eat throughout the day, you want to keep your carbohydrates to 5 to 10%. Your protein, I believe, from 15 to 20%. I think that's how it goes. And then your fats, like 75 to 85% or 80%, something like that. I think I have mine set to my carbohydrates to 5% and my proteins to 20%. Yeah, 20% because my fats are at 75%. Something like that. And then you just log everything in. And of course, that means your carbohydrates are supposed to come from vegetables. I didn't know vegetables had carbohydrates. So I'm learning that, you know, your vegetable comes from your carbohydrates come from like greens, salad greens, nuts. There are carbohydrates in nuts. Who knew? We just knew nuts was protein, but there are carbohydrates in there, no matter how slim they are. What else do I get carbohydrates in? I don't really have any fruits at all because they're high in carbohydrate. But as I grew in this process, I do have like some berries. Twice a week I try to have either some berries or some cantaloupe for potassium's sake. Let me see what else. I don't know what else I get carbohydrates from. My psyllium husk has carbohydrates. So I count that. You know, they say you don't have to because it's fiber, but I do. Okay, so that's where I'm at. So that's pretty much what you follow. That's your guidelines, your fats, your carbohydrates, your protein. So, okay, Kendra, get to, okay, so I know you're saying, okay, and. Okay, so what happened was, the first weekend I was on it, I started on like a Thursday, 21st of June. I felt like I was hungry. I was lethargic. I did this video, by the way, way back then, but somehow or another it got deleted from my camera. So it's not going to have the same feeling as it did back then. I was very, very lethargic. I was tired. When I laid down, it's like I literally had no energy to lift my body. I couldn't lift my legs. If I was on my side and my legs was stacked on each other, it was very difficult to unstack them. Like, I had no almost like no ability to move myself. And I had to literally like push off the bed. I have a wrought iron bed, so I had to pull down on the irons and push myself into position. And then I'm drinking water like crazy, and I'm trying to go to the bathroom. I'm dizzy quite often, and at some points, I felt like it was some vertigo experience. Like, you can be standing there and you would be feeling like you're doing like this, although you're in a standing position. I was having a lot of pain under my left breast, and I thought that was my heart being stressed out. I still haven't figured out what that was, but it was a lot of pain for a lot of weeks. Right in that area, my kidneys were like sore. I mean sore. My upper digestion was cramping, sore. What else can I tell you? Dry mouth like crazy, even though I was drinking fluids. If I was holding the phone like this, when I would get off the call, I couldn't unbend my arm, like cramping, dehydration cramping all throughout my body. It was bad. So I'm reading, why am I cramping on the keto? Why am I dizzy on keto? Why am I blah, blah, blah? I'm doing all this Googling. Come to find out, they got this thing called keto flu, right? And it's basically your system is now transitioning from burning refined sugars, bread, pastas, and things of that nature, carbohydrates as energy. You're transitioning from that into burning fat, because that's pretty much what you're eating is a lot of fat. So it's 75% of your calories is fat. You eating a lot of fat. Okay, so to transition from that to fat, you going through withdrawals. They can call it keto flu all they want to, but that's withdrawals. And if I ain't never been on drugs, but I've seen, the whole drug addict process when they try to get clean. This was pretty similar. And boy, I mean, oh my God, that was rough. Because you didn't know. I was like, I didn't tell my family I was doing this. I didn't want to die. I didn't know if I was going to be rushed to the hospital. I didn't know what was happening to me. And I just pushed through it. And it said to find ways to get potassium in. And if your blood pressure, if you don't have all this other stuff, it's hard to find things with potassium. I'm going to tell you that up front if you consider this. And so I had to go and get like no salt, these Morton's no salt, which is nothing but potassium, and just take that like a quarter teaspoon, track it back in my mouth, swallow it, wash it down with some water. It tastes salty as I don't know what, but did it help relieve that cramp? I read where you should take a bath in Epsom salt, and that right away gets salt into your body. That helps with the withdrawals. I've increased trace minerals. I bought some trace minerals on Amazon. I have that every day in my water with some apple cider vinegar. That's my morning 32 ounce. That's what I drink every day. I do take a potassium pill, but you only get you can only find potassium pills at like 99 milligrams. That's not a lot. So I try to get some avocados in. I get my green vegetables in. Spinach, cooked spinach has more potassium than raw spinach. So I've really been researching and finding things to make up that difference, because potassium affects your muscles, and your heart is a muscle too. So if my arms and legs and everything is cramping because these are muscles cramping out, then I have to be concerned about my heart muscle as well. And I read where if you don't have the right amount of potassium balancing out your sodium, then that's going to run your blood pressure up, because potassium supposedly works against levels of sodium to balance out and keep everything pumping like it's supposed to pump. Now, I've only read that once. Don't know where. Don't be quoting me. I'm not a doctor. I just work in a training center. So I'm not a doctor. I've read that for myself. So I'm thinking I'll try that. So far it's working good. But for you, you do what you got to do. You do your own research, Google, go to your doctor, ask those questions, get your medical book, whatever you need to do. Don't be taking nothing I'm saying as medical advice. I'm just telling you about my experience, okay? So, yeah. So I went through that weekend, and it probably took 5 days to get through the hardest part. And then from that point on, it was like incremental cramping, the pain under my left breast. I still don't know if that's my heart or not. I don't know what that was, but I've watched a video, I forget his name too, but he was really, really large, and he was saying that in one of his videos, he knew people that complained about a pain in their left side, and after a year, it went away. Well, mine has pretty much gone away. It's been 3 months. My kidneys, fine. They were fine after the first week. I mean, I said if this program don't work, I felt like I was pretty much at a loss. So I really wanted to push through it and pray. I just kept praying, God, please, let this be the one that works, because I need to lose this weight. I'm getting older. I need to get this weight off of me. I don't have anybody to take care of me. So I need to be as healthy as I can and as mobile as I can be. So I pray, God, help me and just take me through it, And he did just that. He did just that. And I can say today, it's been 3 months. I have lost 21 pounds. It's slow. The first 2 weeks I lost like 9 pounds. Water. But I've lost 21 pounds. I've lost 1 inch off my neck. I measured over the weekend. I have 3 stomachs. I say that, 3 rows. I would get the top one. Then the middle one, the one above your belly button, then the one below your belly button. So the one above the belly button, I lost 1 inch. And then the one below, I lost 1/2 inch. Really happy about that. I haven't lost anything off my thighs. I haven't lost anything off my hips. I haven't lost anything off my arms, which is bad. Now, keep in mind, I have not been exercising up until just 2 weeks ago. I just started exercising. So, in the last 2 weeks, I pretty much have not lost anything. I've lose a pound, I gain 1/2 pound, so I'm still teetering. And I think my system is adjusting to exercising, which my exercise is nothing more than going for a walk, trying to make my 10,000 steps. Most of the time I get to like 7,000, 6,000. So I try to make my steps, and then I have some 3-pound weights I work, my arms with. I have a 10-pound kettle weight that I'm kind of using. And then I have some cords I use for resistance training, and that's mostly I use it for my stomach, and that has really been good, because I can't do all them crunches and all this balancing on your booty and twisting, all that stuff. But the resistance bands exercise that I'm doing for my stomach has worked really good. I can feel the difference, and I'm actually measuring the difference. Let me see what else. The biggest thing I can say about this program is I don't swell at all. anymore. I posted that on my Facebook. I posted it on my Instagram as well. My feet. Now my feet by 11 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you know, swollen. When I would go buy shoes, I made sure to go in the afternoon because I know my feet and so will be really swollen. Now, no swelling in my feet. It can be 6 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night. Nothing. Not anything. I praise God. I praise God for that. Nothing. No swelling. Not in my hands. Looking at my hands. Not in my hands. Not in my feet. No swelling. My ankle that I broke, it swells a little bit, but that's something that they diagnosed will always happen until God healed me. But it's not like significant, you know, but no swelling. That is huge. Let me say that. That's huge. I do take in some salt, like the pink Himalayan crystal salt. I use that now. I season a lot with turmeric. I don't know why. I forgot why. I read about it, but I enjoy it. And that's my update. That is my update. They say with this program that you'll have mental clarity and all that. I haven't experienced that. I think I still struggle. But I'm very, very satisfied with the progress. Slow but sure. And I'm looking for month 4 to go really well. So I'm hoping, like with putting the exercise in and really focusing on the strength training, that I will really start to see some inches come off. I mean, my dresses are fitting different. My clothes are fitting different. Like, I put on a skirt that I didn't wear all this year. I had it sent to the dry cleaners last year, and it was one of those skirts that, you know, it kind of fits the stomach but flares out, and it would curve under my stomach and be hotched up in the back. So I said I'm not putting that skirt on. So this 2 weeks ago, Sunday, I put it on. It actually fit. It didn't hotch up. It didn't curve under my, nothing. Nothing. It was perfect. I got so many compliments at church about my outfit. Like, I had my t-shirt tucked in. I had a pretty nice, you know, t-shirt and my sweater. And my dresses are fitting nice. Like, I mean, I only have to wear my girdle if I want to. So that's like big. That's big. Because when I bought them, like, okay, just make sure I put on my control top pantyhose, put my girdle on, make sure I'm, you know, nice and smooth. But now, I mean, I can get in them. You can still see the, you know, rolls or whatever you look, but they fit much nicer. If I don't want to wear that, fine. If I just put on pantyhose, fine. If I don't, fine. If I want to look extra neat, then put it on. But I haven't been wearing no pantyhose. It's hot. So I actually go to church like that, and it has worked out really well. So I am losing some stuff, and I'm really happy about it. I will be posting more information on this program as I go through it. I really wanted to start earlier. That's why I made that video back in June. But, you know, with me, I can start and stop. And now being 3 months in, I actually don't see myself going back to eating carbs on a regular. I went to Maggiano's. You ever been to Maggiano's? Didn't realize everything on that menu, if it's not a salad, is pasta. Potatoes, pasta. So what I did, this might help somebody. I ordered a side of chicken, like a grilled chicken breast that they would normally put on a salad. I ordered a side of asparagus because they grill it. And then I poured some olive oil over it. And then I got a side of like I think the vodka sauce. I don't know what it's called. One of their pasta sauces that was like low carb. And so I got that, and I just mixed it together. I should have just had a salad, but I wanted to partake, you know. So I just mixed it all together and made my own, like, non-pasta dish. And it was only $8.75, where everybody else was paying like $15, $16. Hallelujah. So that was a good tip to share with you. You can order a la carte and make things happen for you on this diet. So I would say lifestyle. I'm really enjoying it. So it's the ketogenic diet, and high fat, low carb, moderate proteins working well for me. And be blessed. Have a blessed day and keep God first in your life. And I definitely will be posting more feedback on this program. All right. Have a good day.